What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 5-Star Jobbers Podcast. I'm Cody.
And I am going through a table.
It's happening. We finally settled it. You are going through a table, my friend.
You know, I am a man of great character. You know, a true role model for society. You know, a real man, a man's man, you know, a generational quality type to own when I have been bested in the rare occasion that it happens. And a broken clock is right twice a day. And even a blind squirrel can find a nut. And yes, even you, Cody, can beat me once every blue moon. And
I think we've tied it up now, just to let you know.
For this, I will fall on my sword and be the bigger man. And I shall take my punishment.
Indeed, you will. I could not be happier that it went this way. You know, you just need to realize that, even though I may be wrong sometimes,
most of the time,
there may be occasions where I might just be right about some things. And in this instance, I was right. So
enjoy it while it lasts.
It's gonna last for a while. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching.
That's what you tell all the ladies, but they know it and I know it and the world knows it's a lie.
Whatever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching our episode. If you haven't already, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and go follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can see all of our content on here, all of our video episodes from season 2, and our commentary content as well. But also, we want to let you guys know some upcoming events that are going to be going on pretty soon that you definitely want to check out. August 17th, Hope Championship Wrestling will be at Silvertown Baptist Church in Thomaston, Georgia. Doors open at 6 p.m. Bell time is at 7. If you want to reserve your seats or you want to get more information, contact 678-588-0508 for more information on that. Also, August 18th, the following day, Wrestle South will be at the YB&B venue in Albany, Georgia. Doors open at 2 p.m. Bell time is at 3. If you want more information, you want to reserve your seating, go follow them on social media and reach out to them for more information on tickets. Also, a little bit later this month, Kraken Pro Wrestling will be back August 31st. They're presenting ThunderSlam. It'll be at Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College in Tipton, Georgia. Doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. A lot of great events happening. A lot of good things going on. With a lot of good things going on, SummerSlam was one of those things. Even though my buddy here lost and is going to be going through a table, despite all that, SummerSlam was an incredible event. A lot of great things happened, and so we don't want to take up too much time into it, but we definitely want to give reviews on the matches and everything, just to kind of give our thoughts and opinions on how everything went.
It's the wrestling podcast. What do you mean we don't want to take too much time talking about the second largest PLE event of the year for wrestling fans?
Well, the only reason I say it is because we don't want to take up more than an hour.
We don't want to take too much time talking about it. What else are we going to talk about?
Well, true, but at the same time, I don't want to go more than an hour.
We're going to talk about the week of wrestling that leaded up to SummerSlam and not talk about SummerSlam that long? Come on, get your head out of your behind.
Anyways.
Yeah, I didn't think you have to use the censor on that one. I'm following the rules and practices set forth by YouTube.
I'm proud of you. All that work for nothing. But anyways, let's just start off with the first match.
That's what your mom says when she looks at you.
Anyways, let's start off with the first match before we derail off another sidetrack here. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, Women's World Championship match.
We called it to the T. Call me Nostradamus.
Yep. We knew it was going to happen. We knew Dom was going to screw Rhea. We knew that he was going to side with Liv. I mean, obviously...
we called the whole Judgment Day thing. I want to get too far ahead of it. We called the whole Judgment Day thing to the T.
Yeah.
Every step of the way we called it.
Yeah. Well,
like I said on social media last week, if you watched this show last week and you bet based on what we said, you probably won a lot of money.
Absolutely.
If you didn't,
blame John.
Suits you for being
Now I got another one I got to bleep out. Jeez, what is wrong with you? Anyways, but yeah, no, we called this right down the middle. We called it right to the T. Liv Morgan retains. Dirty Dawn goes on her side, and now you see the beginning of the implosion of the Judgment Day. But then following that, you have Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm.
Called this one as well. Breaker wins it, and much deservedly so.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for him to go on a hot streak right now with the IC title, and I love how they followed it up on Monday because we're recording this on Tuesday, so we've already seen Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
I love how he worded it is that he's not looking for people to come to him; he's looking for competitors. Like he's on the
Mm-hmm.
hunt, not people coming for the IC title. He's coming to them.
Oh
And
yeah,
so I love that.
fantastic promo, and like my title. He's owning it. It's not the Intercontinental title.
Right.
This is my title.
Absolutely.
It has my name on it, bolted in. It's not going anywhere. Which is great because like your names are bolted in no matter who's holding it.
Right.
But
Unless you have a logo, then your logo's bolted into it. But anyway.
But like I say, his great promo, and I hope he holds it long.
Yes.
I thought it was a good match. It was competitive, but then it was it's one of those like that.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
can spare you, and you're done.
Right. I'm hoping that they'll at least let him retain it. I don't know if it'll go that far, but at least let him retain it to WrestleMania.
That's what I'm thinking. I think he needs to go to WrestleMania. I'm not quite sure who's taking it off of him.
Right.
But
I don't know. Maybe we'll see it at some point, but I don't know. Just with everybody that's on the roster right now,
I don't think I think Braun's a lot like Gunther.
Yeah.
Don't take the title off of him until you're ready to put him in the world title picture.
Exactly.
Because he is. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't want to come off as repetitive, but I feel very strongly. This is the second coming of Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
You have this. I mean, this guy is just. There's nothing he can't do.
No.
Like remember Braun back in 2002 when he was doing shooting star presses and stuff like that. This kid can do it all. Like he's strong, he's fast, he's acrobatic, he's good on the mic.
He's the full package.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people who can be really good in-ring workers but don't have the ability to do stuff on the mic or or maybe that they're good with a certain move set, but you've seen one match. You can say this about Cena even. You've seen one Cena match for, probably the first 5 or 6 years of his career, at the, from the Ruthless Aggression entrance to what? 2007, 2008-ish.
Roughly.
It was like the 5 moves of doom. And then he started to expand his repertoire. But Braun expands his repertoire almost every time he wrestles.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a one-trick pony. And I say, for guys that are really big, he can have long matches without getting gassed. Tell me one reason that he's not. I mean, I was like, other than earning his keep, that's it. That's the only reason he's not already in the world title picture. And that's because that's Triple H. That's one thing he is kind of an old school guy in. He's not going to throw somebody, no matter how ready for the title hunt they might be. If they haven't earned their keep, he's not putting them in there.
No, not a chance. Which is good.
It is great. It's the thing that Vince always screwed up on.
Yeah.
Vince would get hot on a talent and want to throw him to the moon. And before the crowd had the chance to chew on a character, they were choking on the character.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Braun Breaker is going to be a fantastic IC champion. Like we said, I hope he carries it for a long time. I mean, not sure.
At least the next 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. At least leading up to WrestleMania, just depending on how things go and who all makes their debut or whatever may come. But anyway, then moving forward, we got Logan Paul versus LA Knight. LA Knight wins the title, new U.S. champion. Of course, we called this one as well. We knew that LA Knight was winning this title. I will say, though, as much as I don't like Logan Paul, he continues to amaze me with his athletic ability. That springboard,
springboard moonsault.
Yeah.
How perfect was that?
That was picture perfect. I mean, that was right on. And so, I mean, yeah, I can't knock his athletic ability. Like he is a phenomenal athlete, does incredible stuff. Like he is a highlight. Like
Yes.
he creates highlights every single time that he wrestles. Just still can't stand him personally, and that's just me.
Well,
But
that's the point, man. You're not supposed to like him. He's a heel.
well, I mean, even though he is a heel, like his personality outside the ring is still dislikable in different ways.
That's his
But
brand, though. I mean, truthfully, once again, I'm going to get on my pedestal on this one. That's his brand. He, I don't think he's as much of an ass. Like, truthfully, I don't think he's as much as an ass as he really comes off as. But he already knows how he comes off to people. So why fight it? Lean into the skid. Play the character that makes you money.
one of the things I will say that like kind of
His brother does the exact same thing, and say every
well now
fight.
his brother's a whole nother conversation.
But at the same time, both Paul brothers, they cash checks on
Oh
being
yeah. Well
detestable
here's the
people
thing.
that
One of them
modern America wants to see get knocked out.
Well, here's the thing. Like one of them goes up against guys that are legitimately the top tier competitors in their division or the top tier competitors in their sport. The other one goes up against competitors that are not even registered in that same kind of fighting category, much less as fighters, period.
Uh, Manny Pacquiao was registered as a boxer.
Well, here's the thing. He's going up against retired boxers. He's going up against MMA guys. He's going up against social media influencers. Who in his division or who as a boxer has he fought in his rank, in his weight class that is worth anything?
Well, he's gonna fight Tyson.
Again,
I mean, it didn't
nothing against
happen.
Tyson. Nothing
But he
against
was
Tyson.
gonna nothing against Tyson. I tell you right here now, you and me we could practice for a straight year and have the button ready. We could practice for a straight year doing nothing from 7 to 7 boxing, 365 days, 12 hours a day. Okay, Mike Tyson would still kick our asses.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, so and Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather,
All great boxers.
boxing
Not
is the
knocking
sweet
them at all.
science.
Like they are phenomenal. They are the best of the best. No question about that.
I'm not. I mean,
But
I'm not going to sit there and like if he wants to say he's the best boxer in the world, then I'll call BS. But anybody who wants to say he's not a good boxer or that he's not at least decent, I'm sorry, but
oh yeah, he's
uh,
decent. But why
that's
not
like,
put him up against somebody like Ryan Garcia?
well, all I know is I'm going to say I'm not going to go into a 100-meter race against Usain Bolt just because he's retired and think I'm going to win. I'm not going to get into a boxing match with Mike Tyson and think
Well, I'm
just because
not
he's
either.
retired I'm going to win. I'm not going to get into a home run derby with Mark McGuire just because he's been retired. Think I'm gonna hit more than he does.
Yeah, like I said, not knocking these guys at all, but just saying like put him up against somebody that is in his weight class and see how he fares out.
But where's the money in that?
Because you actually have someone in your weight class, like I guarantee
Yeah,
you,
but when he
I
but he
guarantee
said
you that it would be a
and he
marquee
loses
match to
and then he
see him
loses.
and Ryan Garcia.
Okay, great. And then he loses. And then what's the value of the next match?
We finally see him knocked out, and then he can actually
What's the
start fighting people.
value of the next match after that?
I don't care about the next match. I want to see him get knocked out by
Okay.
someone in his
Okay,
division.
you're thinking about so you're being a mark. You're not being a marketer.
I'm
You're being a mark. And me, I'm a businessman. I look at it and I go, you wanna have multi-million dollar box offices, 70, 80, 90 million dollar, $100 million box offices every 6 months? Or do you want to have $1 billion one and then you're dried up? Give me that steady flow. Give me that steady 60, 70, 80, 90 million over and over and over and over and over again, like Jake Paul's been having with his boxing matches. He loses, he's done. Do you want him to lose or do you want to make money?
I'd love for him to lose,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
If I was part of the marketing ploy for that, I want him to never lose.
He's going to have to at some point. All good things must come to an end.
Everybody loses eventually.
Yeah,
And look how much money they make when they lose.
true.
When Ali lost, How much longer does his career last?
Not very long.
Foreman?
But anyways, we took a hard veer off course here. But anyway, I
I
blame
always
myself for
take
that.
hard things.
You're a filthy, filthy man, John. But anyways, going from there, then we go into Nia Jax versus Bailey for the women's championship. Called it. Now, here's
You
the thing: we
called
both
it.
we both said we both thought that Tiffany Stratton was going to cash in. Um,
I didn't think Tiffany would
I don't.
No, I
No,
said
she
it. I
wasn't going
said
to
it
cash
straight
in.
up. If Nia won, Tiffany wasn't going to cash in, and I said if only on in the premise that Bailey won was Tiffany going to cash in. It was going to be after Nia crushed her, and that's what should have happened. But it's not what happened. In fact, instead we have a stupid, fat, useless piece of crap who can't work her way out of a paper box as the women's champion. Hoorah!
Anyway, so Nia Jax wins. The only thing I will say that I was impressed with in this match was Bailey's ability to pull off that power bomb from the corner. That
Bailey looked
was,
great.
oh yeah,
Bailey looked like someone who should have been the dang champion.
yep,
She should be.
yeah, agreed.
I mean, I'm not gonna
But
go against it. Like I
regardless,
said, like I made my prediction based on good booking. This was a miss. Not just because I'm going through a table for it, but it's a miss.
it was a miss, but it was a bullseye for me.
Yeah, like I
Anyways,
said, chicken salad. Eat it. Eat whatever's served to you.
enough.
But yeah, I'm making. Listen, I'm going through a table. You could afford to do a little beat on the editing.
Anyways, so then
I'm
we move.
salty, people. I'm salty because I'm going through a dang table. Okay.
Hey, it's okay. We're gonna make sure you're okay. But anyways, uh, moving forward after that,
It's
then
on
we've
my head
got
and tell
what,
me
in
it's raining.
my opinion, should have been the main event. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth Rollins as the guest referee.
Another mistake.
There was a lot of things in this match that I absolutely loved. First thing being the throwback to what you were talking about in '97 at SummerSlam. I mean, the Shawn
I was
Michaels
right
outfit.
about what it was. I was wrong about it, about how it was going to be.
See, and that's where I started to get nervous at first whenever I watched this
Yeah,
match because I started to see the
I thought
throwbacks to
I
when,
had it.
yeah, because I saw Drew coming out more in like the Undertaker garb. I saw CM Punk coming out paying homage to Bret Hart, and I'm like, oh no, this is not going to be good.
Yeah,
But then we did a little swerve there at the end, and so, but yeah, no, this
yeah.
match was storytelling 101, phenomenal match from bell to bell. Absolute, like I said, this should have been the main event of SummerSlam.
No, I disagree. I think based on what happened in the main event was perfect.
Yeah, yeah,
What
that's true.
happened?
Yeah, true.
This should have been the curtain jerker, though. But
Yes.
it's kind of hard to say that because I say Living Rhea's story was great too.
Yeah.
This was a
Honestly,
great pay
looking
per
at
view.
it, I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
this was a
looking
great.
at it, everything was just perfect for how it was going to advance storylines leading up
Yep,
to Monday Night Raw. Because I
yep,
mean, the from the beginning, we start to see quote unquote the implosion of the Judgment Day when Dominic turns on Rhea, and then from there you see the backstage vignette where Damian questions if Finn knew and yada yada yada.
yep,
But yeah, no, like I said, this match was absolutely amazing,
hmm
absolutely phenomenal.
yep.
Um,
No, good match. I wish it would have ended in my favor, but I can't kick it. I mean, unlike the Bailey match with Nia Jax, where I think that was a misstep. This was fine.
yeah,
It could have gone either way. I really thought that I knew how it was going to go and that they were going to try to maybe get a little more juice out of it, but it's good.
yeah,
Let Drew finally get his heat back. He did deserve it. I
oh
was
yeah,
thinking that maybe they'd hold on to it a little bit longer.
yeah.
I knew eventually CM Punk was going to lose to Drew McIntyre. I just didn't think it was going to be at the first meeting.
well, see, that's what I was saying. Like, it doesn't make sense for Punk to beat him right now after McIntyre's already had so many chances that have been squandered at the hands of CM Punk. This is where Drew gets his retribution right here at SummerSlam, and then from there you build it up to Bad Blood, and then maybe to Survivor Series
I
or
don't want to see him
whenever.
touch anymore. The thing is, though, is that
Well,
that's
that's the thing. Like
I don't.
the next
They're
event is going to be
done.
Bash at Berlin, so Bad Blood's not until next month. So they may
But
do something
I
there.
don't think I don't think they're touching it anymore. Like I think they're done. And then when I saw on Monday night, they're keeping Seth away from Punk for a while. That was all done to just keep Seth and Punk away from each other.
Right. Well, I mean, you're still going to
So
have Punk and Drew going after each other, but it's just going to be like a battle of like trying to like get each other in the ring again or trying to get back into a brawl somehow, some way. But regardless, this was I called this from the beginning. Like Drew's going to get his retribution in this match, and then from there you continue to build up. Punk gets put over more as a face, and then Drew gets his heat back, like you were saying. Like, just accept it. Like every now and then, I may pull out a win.
yeah,
But
I've
anyways,
accepted. I've accepted it.
so
I don't
moving
have to
from
like
there.
it.
No, you don't have to like it, but just accept it.
No.
Anyways, so moving from there, we have Gunther versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Uh, you called this one. I held out hope that possibly this wouldn't be it, but you still called it. Gunther pulls out a
You
win,
didn't clean. Yeah,
finishes them both.
you can't clean sweep me.
Nah, I will one day. Rest assured.
No, no. You're
Future
lucky to
question.
win once in a blue moon. A clean sweep? No, I'm sorry. The
We are
Blue
tied
Jay,
right now, good sir. Thank you very much.
no, bro. We are not tied.
Yes, we are. I lost two and you lost two. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember because I know I took the chair shot and the chops, and you took the wax to your armpits, and you're about to go through a table. So
And you know what? You know who loses is our fans, because the numbers speak for themselves. Our fans love to see you get hurt. They hate seeing me get hurt. They don't watch it. All of my punishment videos, all won. Oh, nobody watched it. Nobody wanted to see me get hurt. Yeah, they turned
I
it
will
on. They
bet you
thought, man,
that your
John.
video of you going through a table will get more views than mine.
Let's let the fans choose who they
Exactly.
want to see you get injured more.
Everybody go and watch it whenever it comes on YouTube. But anyways, yeah, you called this one. Gunther wins the World Heavyweight Championship, and this begins the reign of Gunther. And I'm hoping that he has another reign like he did with the IC title, where he carries it into a record-breaking
Oh, they've already got
reign.
it. They've already got him set up with a great opponent to just solidify his title. You know, it's like
Absolutely.
he beat Damian for it, and not to say nothing against Damian, but like I said, Gunther's been pushed way harder than Damian. So
Yes.
Gunther beating Damian, like I said, Gunther beating Damian was never even a question for me. I knew that was happening. But the fact that they're pulling Randy from SmackDown shows that they know that they need to solidify Gunther as the champion a little bit better.
Well, plus it
Like
just
I said,
makes
that's
sense
not a kick
because
on.
it's
That's
like
not a
whenever we
kick on
had
Damian.
no,
That's not a
yeah,
kick on Damian. That's a point to how much they're putting into Gunther as the champion. He's going to be the champion for a good time, for a
oh yeah,
good time and a long time. You don't face Randy Orton right after, and you know he's going to beat him. Like he's going to beat Randy in his hometown or in his home country, dude.
yeah. It's gonna
Gunther's
be
going to hold that title. Gunther's going to hold that title for a long time.
yes,
And that was another reason why they did what they did with Seth. Seth can't challenge for the title right now.
no,
When you get taken out by big old fat nip slip himself with 6 different nip slip bombs, okay, the tits and belly bombs were half a baker's dozen. Okay, and that's what he eats. I mean, he eats 10 times the baker's dozen every time he goes to Krispy Kreme.
no, you do
But
too.
like I
Don't
said,
lie.
they took Seth out. They took Seth out of the talk for conversation for champion. They took Seth out of the conversation for him and CM Punk. Like they would say they brought Randy in from SmackDown. Gunther's going to have that title for a bit. My guess is it's going to be Gunther versus Seth at WrestleMania.
That would be very good. I don't know. I feel like that may be like a ways away because I mean I don't know who else would be viable to challenge Gunther up until then. I mean I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking that the only top contenders right now are Damian and Seth and Drew and CM Punk. But regardless, uh, yeah, I mean either way, he's going to have a long title reign. But then we get to the main event. Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes, undisputed WWE Championship.
And
Both of
then,
us called it, and lo and behold,
yep,
the
I
one
acknowledge my tribal
true,
chief.
the one true, the
Hmm.
only tribal chief, Roman Reigns, makes his return.
Now, here's the only thing I didn't like. One thing.
Okay.
Where is my wise man?
Well,
Dude, do you know how much better this would have been? Roman comes out just like he did. Goes and does exactly what he does. Walks back like he does. And then Paul comes out, puts the Ula Fala back on Roman Reigns' shoulders, looks at Solo and the rest of those boys, smiles. Don't even pay attention to Cody. Like Cody winning this title means nothing. Because Roman didn't come here to help Cody.
I
This
mean,
is something bigger than the title. That's like they had Roman and Cody kind of looking at each other, and I was like, meh. This could have. That's the only thing, and that's like this is me nitpicking. This is me being an old crotchety, just nitpicky old man, putting my hat on backwards to look younger. But Paul putting the Ula Fala back on Roman. Roman looking at Solo, Paul looking at Solo, and the Tongans. It would have been more. It would have been a lot
yeah,
more.
I agree. But still, you would have gotten the exact same pop no matter what.
Pop's pop, dude.
Yeah.
Pop's pop, and pop is good. Pop is great. You think Roman would ever got a pop like that 5 years ago?
No, not a chance.
No, no. That's, I mean, oh, the difference. A little bit of, a little bit of booking and a little bit of intelligence and giving the fans what they want makes.
Absolutely.
Pop's a pop. There's no taking away the pop. But we're in the business of long-term storytelling now, ladies and gentlemen. We're not in the business of a single cheap pop. You know, this isn't the Vince McMahon era. Okay, we're telling long-term stories,
Yes.
and I just
I'm
think
loving every
that one,
minute of it.
yeah, that little difference would have made all the difference in the world for this return because it would have let the fans know 100% where the story's going. Because it ain't Roman and Cody. Roman and Cody ain't tag teaming tomorrow.
No.
Okay, everything they've gone through, they're not buddies now.
No.
This is not the enemy of my enemy is my friend. This was Roman came out and like it didn't matter who the heck Solo was fighting. Roman came out to hurt Solo, not to help Cody. And it's like
100%.
what little bit they could have done to increase that awareness to some of the slack jawed yokels sitting in Cleveland and some of the people sitting at home with a C- education. Um, sorry, I didn't mean to hurt Alabama fans. But just that one little, just that one little change to let people know that this is all about the bloodline. That would have made it a little bit better for me. But Roman coming out, getting his pop that he dang well deserves.
Oh, 100%.
That was great.
Yes.
It was we knew it was happening because they've been telling the story in a logical way, and when you tell a story over time in a logical way, and then the ending, well, not the ending, but the next thing that happens is logical. That's great storytelling.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
the worst thing you can do is tell a long story and then have a bad ending that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones final season.
I still haven't watched it. I probably won't ever watch it, but
Watch every season but the last one, and you'll be fine.
gotcha.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it was a fantastic way to end the show. Fantastic way to bring him back. My only hope is that on Friday now, when he comes back, that he will have Paul by his side. Like I have to see Paul. I'm fully expecting Paul to be there on Friday night and to put the Ulafala back on Roman, because let's face it, that's been a big prop in the storytelling over the last couple weeks. Like when the Tongans have put the Ulafala on Solo, that was blasphemy.
Yep.
Like that, like when we're telling the story, like that's what that's supposed to be. That is supposed to be a blasphemous act. So it's I like that. I like that symbolism. I like that telling the story with pictures and props. I want to
Yes.
see Paul back. I want to see the Ulafala placed back on Roman Reigns. I want to see Jimmy come back. I want Jimmy and Roman to work to redeem themselves with Jay, and with potentially Sammy, who we saw on Monday as Jay and Sammy tight, thick as thieves. Sammy ain't gonna win that Intercontinental title back. He has all the time in the world to get Usi.
Oh yeah. And then it's on to War Games.
On to War Games. And then talking about symbolism, talking about props. After War Games, you let a little thing settle. And then you have the great one.
Oh yeah.
The Brahma Bull, the final boss, the true tribal chief. Then he comes back and he says, "You're wearing my crown. I acknowledged you for the sake of family, but we both know that's mine, and you're sitting in my seat rent free." And then we're off to the races for The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, like they wanted to do in 2024. And there ain't gonna be a single fan that says anything about that not being the headline of WrestleMania, the main story, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So all that to say, SummerSlam was everything that we said it was going to be, and then some. Um, I'm just loving the Paul Levesque era right now, where we have long-term storytelling, and we're seeing people that have not gotten their fair shake get their chance
I'm
at
enjoying the
being main
Paul
players.
Levesque area. I'm enjoying seeing Stephanie sitting at SummerSlam, having a good time, just being able to sit there and enjoy it.
Yes, but
You
everything
know,
right now at WWE is going like smooth sailing right now. I just hope that it lasts that long.
except for one thing. McMahon's. We're gonna
Oh
talk.
yeah.
We're not gonna. We're
Well,
gonna talk about the.
well,
We're
we're
gonna.
not
We're
we're
not
not going
gonna.
to address that. We're not going to even mention that.
We're
Things
gonna
are
put
going
it
good
back on
right
our
now.
pants. We're not even gonna pull it out. We're not gonna show you how shiny it is.
Nope, we're gonna just put it back in the basement. We're not going to talk about
No,
it.
I'm not. I'm talking. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about Shane McMahon being possibly in AEW. How do you not want to talk about that? What the heck are we here for if we're not talking about that?
Honestly, like, how is that going to make anything better?
I don't give a crap what it's doing. Okay. But this is like the Nazis marrying the Jews. Okay. This is an SS guard marrying a girl named Berkowitz. Okay. All right.
Regardless,
This is a Ku Klux Klan member marrying a girl named Shaniqua. All right.
I want to apologize to everybody right now for everything that he
This
just
is a
said.
Yankee and a Boston Red Sox wedding together.
Oh my gosh.
Can
Yeah.
I paint a better picture?
No,
Shane
and I don't
McMahon,
want
like
you to
just
paint a
like
better picture. But anyways,
Shane McMahon is not Vince. Okay, Shane McMahon is not Vince McMahon. Never has been, never will be. There's a reason he left the company. I, for one, am one of those believers that Shane is 10 times the man his father ever was. And I think Shane knows the business better than his father does, because Shane was a real bumper. Shane earned his keep with the boys. Knowing that he was a promoter's son, he went the extra mile to earn his respect in that locker room. He's made a life for himself separate from the WWE, but he's still a McMahon, and not a Vince McMahon. He's still a Vincent Jess McMahon's grandson. Stephanie McMahon's brother, Paul Levesque's brother-in-law. And I don't want to read between any lines. I ain't going to pretend to know what's going on in anybody's family. But you got Stephanie and you got Paul firmly seated in the throne of WWE right now, with Dwayne Johnson sitting in the other seat as the right hand, or maybe the hand that moves the puppets. But you've got the Prince going to a different promotion, one that has acclaimed itself as the alternative to his family's legacy. What does that say?
I mean, it looks promising. It looks like it could be fantastic. It looks like it could create a lot of competition.
What's the biggest thing we talk about AEW? What's holding AEW back?
I mean, bad booking.
Bad booking.
Yeah.
Also,
and I fully agree.
Also, a locker room that doesn't know where the buck stops and doesn't know what their boundaries are. So you've got a bunch of talents. You got prisoners running the asylum. Name me 5 people today that could fix that problem for AEW.
I can only think of one.
You can't name 5, but you can name one guaranteed. And his last name is McMahon, and his first name ain't Vince.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. I mean, it would be phenomenal to see, and honestly, it may happen soon. It may happen at All In.
What was that? What do we think on that? Like, is that do we buy into the idea that Shane and Stephanie and Paul don't see eye to eye? Do we buy into that whole, like what was it when Shane was on Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast and refused to answer what his relationship with Triple H, Paul Levesque is? And there was a lot of people back in the day that said, "Ooh, there's some hostility there. He just won't admit it because he wanted to sit there and say Paul's a great guy. He treats my sister really good, but he wouldn't say anything about his relationship with Paul." Do we buy that? Do we buy that this is a legitimate potential War of the Roses?
That's the thing.
Between two families,
or
is this like the Democrats and the Republicans when it's just two sides of the same coin, and they convince you that one side and the other side hate each other, but they're all working together to make more money.
I mean, if that's the case, then that's the best work in professional wrestling.
Yeah, and as professional wrestling fans, do we care if we're being worked or not? Because honestly, we like getting worked.
Yeah, I love not being able to know what's going to happen.
I love to be worked, baby. Work me hard.
But anyway, yeah, I would say that'd be the best thing to happen to AEW right now. Hopefully, that's what does happen, because then you finally have what AEW and WWE had prior to CM Punk leaving the company and all this other crap happening after that. And so then we'll have legitimate competition between the two brands. So either way, it's going to be great. I mean, we'll just have to see how it plays out with All In rolling around. I don't know if we'll do a predictions episode or not, but we'll definitely talk about it in the weeks leading up to it.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to see how things play out, because we all know how AEW does. They love to book the last minute and do like the day before or the day of.
If AEW can do anything that makes any sense, I'll be all for it. But I'm not booking blind.
No.
I'm looking to get my heat back. So as soon as I feel confident, I'll get you back in that punishment chair, baby. Don't worry.
I think we'll have a tiebreaker, and you'll be the one to break that tie.
No, not going to happen, sweetheart.
We'll have to see. But anyway, guys,
we'll see.
It's time for some high spots and botches. So as far as high spots go, I had one beforehand, but now with SummerSlam rolling around, my high spot is obviously the return of the only tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Good high spot.
That's probably the only high spot that I could think of that'd be the best one right now. But I don't know if you have the same one or if you have a different one, but what you got?
Um, I'd say my high spot was probably um the match between LA Knight and Logan Paul.
Okay. Yeah, I mean
They
that's
worked their,
yeah,
they worked their
definitely a
butts
solid one.
off, man. Dude, they worked
Yeah.
their butts off. Logan Paul sold for LA Knight. Like I said, guy's got fantastic athleticism. He plays a great heel. I mean, bringing in Machine Gun Kelly. Gosh, there's nobody I hate more than Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, I will say an honorable mention for my high spot was Logan getting a shiner under his right eye.
oh, dude, yeah, dude, he took it. Like
Yeah.
that was yeah. Um, but yeah, for LA Knight to finally get a title, the acknowledgement, to beat Logan in a hard fought match with great work. I mean that top rope superplex was probably one of the most beautiful, brutal looking
Yeah.
top rope superplexes. It's like when you first look at it, you think almost like it was a botch, and then
Yeah.
as you watch it over and over again, you realize no, that was
Yeah,
perfect.
that was 100% perfect.
He landed safe, but it didn't look safe.
Yeah.
And the another thing, I was like high spots. Corey, Pat, and Cole called their butts off on SummerSlam.
That
You
is the
know,
dream
as
commentary team right there. That's the best
that
team by far.
the ebb and the flow was so good.
Yes.
The storytelling, the way they made things matter. You know, maybe we have more appreciation for it because we do it more often now.
Right.
But I just tell you what, like I'm not a fan of the 3-man announcing team. Never have been, never will be. But this is that SummerSlam. I had no complaints about there being 3 people.
Right. See,
Not a
and
one.
it's hard because sometimes it can get chaotic and there's
Yep.
not a very good ebb and flow to it. But there's very few exceptions to this. I would say, of course, definitely Cole, Pat, and Corey. I would dare to say that possibly Jerry Lawler, Jim Ross, and the coach, possibly as like an honorable mention, I guess you would say. But still, like it's very hard with three-person commentary for everybody to have a good ebb and flow because, like I said, it just gets kind of chaotic and there's not very much like back and forth as you would get with a two-person commentary team.
Yep.
But regardless, like they did a phenomenal job all night. Like I just don't see how they could do it from the beginning to the end, like just those three all night long.
Yeah. No, they did a fantastic job. And you know, a lot of times all you know, we mostly talk about wrestling here, but that commentary deserved its flowers from this
100%.
last weekend. That was a fantastic 4 hours of commentary.
Yes.
And that is not an easy thing to do.
No, it is not. Because we can
I
barely
feel
get
like I
through
run a dang marathon after we do 3 hour shows. Like
exactly
4 hours.
yeah, 2 hours or 2.5 hours shows. We're dog tired getting back from the venue. I could I can't even imagine doing 4 hours.
Yep.
But yeah, as far as botches go, I only had one for this week, and that was DIY losing the tag titles.
I knew it was gonna happen.
But it
I
didn't
didn't
even
like it.
happen that like 29 days of their title reign.
No, it didn't. No,
That
I
was
knew it was gonna I knew it was gonna happen how it was being prepped up. I like that was never a question. So I can't say it was a botch because it had it not happened, it would have made no sense. I don't like it.
well, regardless, like they could have ended a different way to where it wouldn't have done anything
You know.
with
Well,
DIY and only taking the titles
my
off.
botch is similar but different. My botch is 100% Nia Jax being the women's champion, and it has nothing to do with me going through a table. I truly I will die on this hill. I think Nia Jax is absolute dog shit, and if she wasn't somehow related to The Rock, she would never have even had a freaking career in this company. And if he wasn't sitting at the board right now, she wouldn't be getting a push. She is crap. There's nothing good about anything she does. And the only thing that's going to be good about this, about her having the championship, is when someone takes it from her. And it will most likely be Tiffany Stratton. But Tiffany Stratton taking the title from her is going to make Tiffany Stratton a face. And Tiffany Stratton doesn't make sense being a face.
No.
Like, that's bad booking to me.
We'll say that's the only bad booking that WWE has done so far. Is trying to push.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, and like, I'm very emphatic about my opinion, but I'm the first person to tell you that my opinion is no more valuable than the next person's crap in the toilet. Like, we all have them. They're all full of shit. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, that's right. Use the button again. That's right. I'm going through a table. You can spend an extra 5 minutes in editing.
Now I feel like I'm getting punished for winning now.
That's what true heels do. We find a way to make any victory less enjoyable.
That's why I call you the King Heel. But anyways, guys, that is our episode for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for listening. If you haven't already, like I said before, follow us on social media and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, everything. We want to hear from you guys. We'd love to hear your opinions. We'd love to see your comments because that just engages us more because we want to hear from you guys. And I know John, every now and then he likes to hear from you guys. Not very often, but
if you agree with me, I'd love to hear it.
Exactly. That's the only way he'll listen to it.
If you don't, tell Cody. He's the complaint department.
Anyways, like I said before, we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can subscribe to all of our content there and see all of our commentary episodes and all of our podcast episodes as well. Also, want to remind you of the upcoming events that are going to be going on soon. August 17th, Hope Championship Wrestling at Silvertown Baptist Church in Thomaston, Georgia. The doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. Once again, to reserve your seats and get more info, you can contact 678-588-0508. Also, August 18th, Wrestle South at the YB&B venue in Albany, Georgia. Doors open at 2. Bell time is at 3. You can go check out their social media for reserved seating and contact them for more information. August 31st, Kraken Pro Wrestling presents ThunderSlam at the Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College in Tipton, Georgia. The doors open at 6 and bell time is at 7. Contact them on social media for more information and to reserve your tickets. Anyway, guys,
Kraken Pro Wrestling steals the show.
It's such a catchy tune, isn't it?
I sing it in the shower.
It's like those really catchy 90s cartoon intros.
Darkwing Duck.
When there's trouble, call DW.
Well, there we go.
Hey, see, I know my 90s cartoons.
You did. That was impressive. Okay, one in the bucket for you, my friend.
Hey, I love the 90s. Okay? I may have been the late 90s, but I still love 90s cartoons. Anyways, like we always say, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. But as always, keep it 5 stars.